All right. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another exciting episode of The Divine Speaker. One thing that I want to say before I begin this episode, I currently have COVID. I took the test just to double check and see if I still had it a little bit before I started this episode. And the test didn't even want to spare my feelings by thinking about it. It was like, no, you have COVID. I had 15 minutes for that test to develop, and it was like, nope. Done. You got it. So, if I look sick, act sick, sound sick in this video, it's because I'm sick. But, let's play some more of the Divine Speaker and get more through this story. Yay. With a jolt, my eyes opened to the glaring morning light. My hands and brow felt sweaty.
Good morning, princess. Finally awake, I see.
Back up. Okay. His voice boomed loudly in my ear. He was sitting next to me, so close that we were basically touching.
Sorry.
What's gotten you so jumpy?
No, it's nothing. We should find Fawn.
Yeah, wherever he went. I mean, we totally could have spent the night, all three of us, but the Fawn must have been so lonely. He watched me silently for a moment before standing up next to me.
Your little friend might not be happy that you abandoned him last night.
I feel kind of bad about it. The two of us found our way back to where we left Fawn the night before. He was leaning against a tree, looking out at the lake. When we approached, he wouldn't look at me. Oh no!
Fawn? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Just tired.
I genuinely feel bad.
God, the sun rose ages ago. We should have been long gone by now.
You could have woken me up earlier. I looked closely at Leos. His face was a little ashen, and he had shadows under his eyes.
How are you feeling today?
How do you think I'm feeling?
Itchy?
Not great?
Why did you bother asking?
Oh.
Fine, I'm feeling fine. Tired and a little sore, but it's not the worst injury I've ever had.
He really doesn't look fine. He's much too proud. He won't admit it even when he needs help.
We should check both of your wounds before we leave. And drink. It might be a while before we find more drinkable water.
It's great to know that not everything the Pipsqueak says is ridiculous after all.
These two are like cat and mouse. Fawn doesn't do anything to defend himself, and Leos will just happily chase him.
Anyway, how much further do we have to go?
Not that much farther. I feel like we're close.
It's about a 2-day walk from my house, so if we leave now, then we should be close by sunset.
It only took us a few minutes to prepare ourselves for today's trek. I rubbed my hands together and tightened my collar around me. This time of the morning, the wind was biting. I know it's a good thing that we're not anywhere close to Aurelia Cavella, but it still hurts to be so far from my home and the people I care about. I can't help but feel like we're going in one massive circle with no end in sight, and for no purpose. That we'll be running away like this forever. Even if we get to where Fawn's leading us, then what? More forest? Are the three of us meant to live out our days in some treehouse in harmony? I don't see that happening. If I manage to survive, what can I even do? Just like yesterday, we walked until we could barely walk anymore. Rather, we walked until I could barely walk anymore. Fawn seemed used to it, and despite Leos's injuries, he was getting around fine. He was actually looking brighter than before. The sun was already high up in the sky. Even when I put my hand up to block it, rays of sunshine spilled out between the gaps in my fingers and got into my eyes. My lungs felt like they were burning, and my legs felt heavy, like lead. Am I really this unfit? At home, we have a garden that I work in, but it's not nearly as intensive as this.
Guys, I really think I need a quick break.
I could barely get a word out through my panting.
Oh,
Fawn rushed back towards me.
I'm so sorry. You should have said earlier if you needed a break. Why don't we stop here for a while? I don't think there's too much further to go after this anyway.
Why bother stopping if it isn't much further?
He's obviously struggling, so
Then he just needs to keep up.
I don't think...
I don't remember this. Like, I'm sure that it happened. I vaguely remember this. Okay, from when I played the demo. We all stopped dead in our tracks. What was that? Fawn motioned for all of us to get down. Crunching footsteps grew louder, closer, along with the sounds of laughter. Is that a group of people? Out here just walking and chatting? I opened my mouth to ask, but Fawn put his finger to his lips. We don't know who they are, so it's better if they don't know we're here. When I looked towards Leos, I could see his narrowed eyes darting from place to place. He looked as confused as I felt. People this far out? Surely not. The fact that we're here is unheard of. But other people, too?
And did you see the size of his coin purse? As if he'll be missing it.
Can't miss anything when you're already kicking around the abyss.
From the bushes, we could hear thunderous laughter coming closer to us by the second. I couldn't stay quiet anymore.
Who are they?
Shush.
They all stopped and listened, one of them asking if they heard that.
Yeah, from over there. Something shuffling about.
Oh, crap. Crunch, crunch. Whoever that was slowly getting closer. My body felt numb, a dull ache in my ears from the sound of my own heartbeat. What should I do? How do I...
Damn it. Why the hell are you two so fucking stupid?
What?
Before I could say anything else, he'd already bounced to his feet and had a dagger in each hand. There goes his theme again.
Well. Looks like we got another one wanting a lighter purse. We'll be happy to take it off your hands.
We're lucky today, boss. Ain't usually no one around here.
Try me.
I really like these goons and their voice acting. The first time that I played this, I did it without voices, as I said before, and it's nice being able to hear them actually talk. He spat in their direction, by the way.
As if you could ever touch me with that blade of yours. I doubt you even know which end to hold.
Wait, he's still injured. I have to help him. My hands were shaking. I wanted to jump up and stand with him, but I could barely breathe. I took a moment to breathe in and out, slowly. Finally, the drumming in my ears calmed down a little.
What are you calling me?
Ah, both hard of hearing and a bumbling oaf. What a delightful combination.
I poked my head out of the bushes just in time to see the group of men Leos was facing. They shuffled about awkwardly, glancing at the one in the center. I turned down the music a little bit because last episode, this song in particular that's playing in the background was a little bit too loud, I noticed. Turned it down just a little bit, just so you guys know. I must be their leader. I'm sure they aren't used to him being insulted like this.
Huh? Tough words coming from someone that's outnumbered. My boys are gonna chew you up.
His face was getting redder and redder, and his jaw was clenched shut. I leapt to my feet and rushed to Leos' side.
What are you doing?
Before he could even start complaining, I grabbed one of the knives he had strapped to his side and held it out in front of me.
He's not alone. I'll protect him.
That's stupid but cute. Silence, apart from the sound of Leo sighing quietly. But not long after. Valid. The supposed leader burst out laughing, and his entire crew joined in too.
Looks like we have ourselves a knight in shiny armor. We didn't know you brought your boyfriend.
Even more gold for us then.
I clenched my hands around the pointed blade. The cool metal almost stung my skin. I've never even held one before, let alone used one.
What are you doing? Get out of here!
No! I'm going to help you!
No!
A flash of metal passed directly in front of my eyes. I only just managed to fall back in time to avoid it. All the air left my lungs when I hit the ground hard. Only a second later, the same knife came down at me from above. I didn't have time to react. I clenched my eyes shut and shielded my face. But the blow never came.
Wait!
When I opened my eyes, I saw my assailant go skidding across the dirty forest floor, with Fawn on top of him. Did Fawn just tackle him?
Get him, boys.
There was no time to think about it. I jumped to my feet and pulled Fawn up from the ground, retreating back to stand closer to Leos.
Hey, mouse boy!
Fawn plucked the dagger that was thrown to him right out of the air. They ran at us, screaming and waving their weapons around like madmen. I gripped the dagger tighter in my hands. Holding it is one thing. Can I use this to hurt someone? The first two went directly to Leos, since he was the one that insulted their boss. That left two others to deal with. They stood back, watching on and shouting. They circled around Leos, smirking and holding up their swords.
What you gonna do, pretty boy?
It happened in an instant. The first one charged at him, and Leos quickly kicked him in the stomach and sent him flying through the bushes. Without even a glance, he threw one of the daggers he was holding in the direction the man had been kicked. By the sound that came from the bushes, must have hit. He moved gracefully across the forest floor as a second man ran towards him. He dodged the blows so easily, it was like he was going easy on him. He ducked and leaned out of the way of each swing.
Stop moving around so much!
The second man's swings were becoming wild and erratic, with no rhythm or thought. I have no knowledge of swordplay, and even I could tell that he was doing badly. With a smirk on his face, Leos just dodged him time and time again, as if he was playing with him. Every time he missed, his face went a deeper shade of red. All I could do was watch. I wanted to help, but my legs felt so heavy that I couldn't even take a single step forward. Okay. He suddenly fell to the ground, clutching at his hand. The grass around him was splattered with flecks of blood, and he let out pained groans. Leos looked down at the man with a grin on his face.
Get up, shithead. Aren't you boys gonna chew me up? I'm waiting.
Fuck you, asshole.
Before he could even finish speaking, Leo swung his leg out and kicked him straight across the face. He fell onto his back and didn't make any other effort to get up or argue.
I definitely like you more when you're like this. You're much more agreeable when you can't talk. Poor baby. Out cold. Let's see if your friends can do any better, huh?
He's terrifying. Leos looks like a completely different person. Up until now, he seemed kind of like a smug asshole, but laughing, covered in blood, there was something else there. Something else behind his cold eyes. From the way he darted around and fought, you wouldn't even know that he was injured. His eyes were wild, concentrated only on one thing. killing, death. He spun again and again, quickly digging his dagger into the shoulder of a different attacker. It was the same man that Fawn had tackled earlier, back for another go. I couldn't take my eyes off of Leos as he was taken over by that bloodlust. He pushed his attacker to the floor, stabbing him over and over again in the throat and face. The sound effects were making me laugh. Blood covered Leos's hands, but he didn't stop. Fawn stood beside me, eyes locked on the same horrific scene. I wanted to look away so badly, but I couldn't.
Raen!
There's a man behind me with only a mouth! Fawn pushed me backwards into the bushes that we jumped out of only a couple of minutes before. I stumbled before steadying myself on a tree trunk, just in time to see the final man swinging at Fawn. He was the one talking lots earlier, the boss of the group. Fawn blocked and dodged the attacks, but his movements were much slower than Leos's. The difference between the two was obvious at a glance. He barely had time to dodge, let alone time to attack. I played with the dagger that was still in my hands. Can I actually use this? Could I possibly kill someone? Is it okay to kill someone to save yourself? Someone you don't know? No, it's only okay if it's somebody whose name you know. Do I have any choice? No, I can't let him hurt Fawn. With each step, my courage faded even more. I don't know how to fight, how to block or defend myself, how to hurt someone like that. There's nothing I can do to help, is there? Before I could do anything, Fawn was thrown to the floor with enough force to make him cry out. He stood victoriously over Fawn's body. If I don't do something now...
Stop! Wait! Don't hurt him!
I'd almost forgotten about you.
He turned his attention towards me, and I instinctively took a step back. I looked down at Fawn. He seems a little rattled, but mostly unharmed. At least he's safe for now. The man took another step towards me, anger crossing his face, before it changed to a smile. He thinks I'm an easy target. He's not wrong.
Leave us alone!
He raised his voice, telling me that we were outnumbered, that his pals would finish up with the other two soon.
Pals, really? Strange that I can't see any around.
Ooh.
Raen, get away from him.
Fawn pushed himself up onto his knees. His face was suddenly serious. He was within an arm's reach now. There was nowhere to run. Leos was busy to one side, Fawn the other, and behind me, only trees. He'd be able to reach me no matter where I went. I took my final step back and came into contact with a tree trunk. At least I managed to draw him away from Fawn. If I could just buy him enough time to get out of here. With my eyes squeezed shut, I clutched my dagger to my chest and prayed for a miracle.
Leos!
Fawn's scream. That was a very soft scream, but okay. Echoed throughout the entire forest, and everything came to a standstill.
What the?
I waited for the touch of the boss's sweaty fingers, but it never came. Nothing happened. When I opened my eyes, there was no one in front of me. Instead, he laid stomach down on the grass a few feet away. Leo stood behind him, glaring behind his knitted brows. He looked absolutely livid.
If you lay a single one of your disgusting fucking fingers on either one of them, I'll remove them from your body.
Thank you.
I'll snap off every single one of them.
In one hand, he still held a dagger, but in the other was some kind of long leather rope. The other end was wrapped around my attacker's ankle. Did he just use that to drag him off of his feet? Thank the gods we hadn't stripped Leos of all his weapons after all. You could probably give them back too if you still have them. Slowly, Fawn approached the man lying on the ground. He knelt down beside him and flipped the man over so that he was facing upwards.
Don't you dare speak to Raen like that.
Two of them. Oh. His back was to me, so I couldn't even see his face, but his voice was cold. He leant in even closer to the man.
Ooh, I'm so fucking scared. The Pansy Boy's gonna kill me.
Killing you would be too kind.
With a thud, Fawn punched the man in the face. He wailed and howled, holding his nose and thrashing around. Blood poured out from between his fingers, pooling in the grass that laid underneath him.
Fawn?
That was surprising. Even Leos looked astounded. He turned around, an innocent look on his face.
Yes?
Fucking asshole! Oh, you wait till I get my hands on... Ah!
Leos flung his remaining knife into the man's calf. Listen, we have more important things to deal with right now. His clothes quickly turned a deep red.
Was I speaking to you, filth? I don't remember saying anything to you.
Fawn looked down at his bloody fist, a surprised look on his face.
I didn't...
The man rolled around, desperately trying to grab onto someone. Leos kicked him back over with a thud.
Things aren't looking so good for you now, eh? Hey, where did all those friends of yours go? Oh, wait, that's right. I killed them.
Leos knelt down beside the man and pulled a dagger out of his leg. Blood ran down the edge of the dark metal. He pulled the boss up by his greasy hair. Leos smirked at the way he struggled.
Good night.
He wrapped the leather rope around the man's throat. Whoa, wait, is he going to... His face turned red before turning purple as he desperately tried to claw at the rope wound around his throat. Try to say that 5 times fast. Wound around. Wow.
Wait, Leos!
What?
Killing him is too easy.
You don't have to kill him. Let's just get out of here, okay?
I mean, to be fair, weren't there like 4 guys in this fight and now there's only 1 left? And you're gonna save the one guy's life? Come on. I saw a flicker of emotion cross Leos's face. Hesitation? I'm not sure. It's the first time I've seen an emotion other than lust for battle on his face throughout this whole ordeal. I know these are bad people. Really, I know that. The other bodies that were spread out on the grass hadn't moved. Were they dead? Injured? I didn't know. Even if it's to protect me, I don't want Leos to keep killing. I dropped the weapon I was holding and took a deep breath. The muscles in my arms ached, despite my lack of involvement. Okay, I have no reason to be scared anymore. I put my shaky hand on Leos's shoulder. He turned his eyes towards me, a strange look on his face.
It's fine. You can let him go. We're okay now.
Let's just go. This man isn't worth our time.
Fine. He's not worthy of being killed by me anyway.
Ooh, tell him, Leos. Leos immediately let go of his hair, and the man came crashing to the ground. With the rope removed from around his neck, he gasped for breath and crawled desperately away from us. There was a purple bruise around his neck that wouldn't be going away anytime soon.
You're lucky these two are so forgiving. If I ever see you again, I'll gut you where you stand. Understood?
Yes, sir.
A quick kick to his behind left the boss face down in the mud. This must be the most unlucky day of his life.
That wasn't necessary.
Oh, but fun nonetheless.
Lightly, I tugged on Leos' sleeve.
Let's get out of here.
He bent down to pick up his thrown weapons and quickly glided back over to me. Every step was smooth, like he was walking on clouds. The crazed look in his eyes was gone, but a smirk replaced it immediately.
What are you so happy about?
He bent down until we were eye level with each other.
The look of terror in someone's eyes when they realize they're outmatched is like nothing else. Oh, they talk big, but when it comes down to it, they're nothing but amateurs.
Fawn looked around our battlefield, back to his usual self.
Are the rest of them dead?
Who knows? That depends on how good of a shot you think I am.
I think they're dead.
Death isn't something to laugh at. You shouldn't take it so lightly.
Really? Because only a moment ago you seemed like you'd be up for killing that fat oaf. But I guess at the end of the day, someone like you would never understand what it feels like.
Leos moved to stand over Fawn, peering into his face.
Or would you?
No,
That's enough. Please, I just want to leave. I can't look at this any longer.
Okay, let's go. I don't think we're too far from the edge of the forest now.
After all of that, I felt so worn down. My mouth and throat were dry, and the adrenaline was only just beginning to leave my system. If he says the edge of the forest is close, then sure. The edge of the forest is close. I have no energy to argue. If it means I can sit down for a minute, he can tell me anything. We left the area, following Fawn back the way we came.
So, what were they doing out here?
They seemed like a band of thieves.
And not very good ones.
As for why they were out here, I'm not sure. This is the first time I've been this far.
Wait, this is the first time you've been here and yet you're leading us so confidently? See, he's full of shit. He's been leading us in circles the entire time.
No, I definitely know that this is the right way. My friends told me to go this way.
Friends?
Fantastic. Just when I was thinking that Leos needed another reason to tease Fawn.
Wait,
My friends. The animals that live with me.
Lived with you?
The animals that lived with me. They helped me out.
Oh, they helped you. Oh, of course they did. Did they cook and clean for you as well? Dress you and bathe you?
What? No, of course not. They mostly just kept me company. I made sure they were safe, and they did the same for me.
Oh.
And sometimes they'd lead me places. We're a family, and we look out for each other. At least, we did.
And then the house caught on fire and they all died.
I wish I could introduce you to them. I just hope they're okay. What?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Many things.
Nothing?
You're telling me we're following you around because a bunch of animals told you this was the right way. Are you insane? Are you actually so out of your mind you think that sounds reasonable?
Do I have to choose between them? Is this something that's going to actually change anything in the future. Because this is so mean. That's so mean, and I don't want to say it. But also simultaneously, like, I could definitely see Leos not liking this answer. That's so mean, I can't say it.
Leos, be nice.
Did you not hear him? He talks to animals.
I heard what he said. Let's just drop it.
Drop it? Do you want to be wandering in circles for the rest of our lives? This is insane.
Seriously, stop it.
Pipsqueak is probably doing this on purpose, taking us out into the middle of nowhere to eat us or something.
Shut up! Will you just leave him alone? All you do is constantly try to push him down and make him feel bad. He's done nothing to lose my trust. But what about you? You were hired to kill me, but you expect me to trust everything you said over someone who's only trying to help? Just be quiet and keep walking.
Damn, Rain. Tell on.
Fawn, you said we were close now?
Yeah, it shouldn't be much farther now.
Great. You're both delusional then.
Yes.
I'm so glad neither of you are so worried about this situation.
Of course I'm worried. But what else can we do?
Be careful here.
The greenery around us gradually shifted to gravel and rubble. Ahead of us, the trees were becoming thinner.
This is it.
It?
The edge of the forest.
We snuck closer to the light that beamed in from the other side of the trees. With every step, I could feel my heartbeat becoming heavier. What is this? I held my breath and took the final step out of the tree line.
There. That's the coastal city of Stagwich.
I remember the first time that I played, I just saw, like, to here, and I was like, yeah, okay, there's the coastal city of Stagwich. I get it. It keeps going. It goes on for a while. I'm just gonna let it continue on. I dropped to my knees, the rocks crunching under my weight. Past the tree line, the sun was setting a brilliant shade of yellow over the sprawled out contents below. Large, rocky structures, water that goes on forever. A city. A city!
Fawn, you weren't lying? You aren't crazy after all?
Did you really think I was? I wouldn't lie to you.
The town wrapped around the coastline, and lanterns around it were slowly flickering to life as the sun descended further and further into the water.
Everything I know, everything we've been taught was a lie?
The view made me dizzy. I had to hold the ground in place just to feel secure. I'm sure it's the ground that was going to float away.
This can't be true. What the speaker says isn't a lie. He has no reason to lie to us.
That's right. The speaker. He wouldn't lie about something like this.
Maybe he just doesn't know?
Slight wind blew my hair around, so I tucked some locks behind my ear. It was cold, cooler than at home.
Well, hiding the outside world seems like a difficult thing to do. It could be an accident, but...
Then, everything you said about not coming from Aurelia Cavella, about the towns surrounding here, they were true as well?
Of course. I've never lied to you. I've never even seen Aurelia Cavella. I barely knew it existed.
I crawled closer to the edge of the cliff. Fawn and Leo sat down beside me.
There's so much water. I've never seen so much. Does it go out forever?
It's the ocean. It goes until it hits another block of land. There are other cities across it as well.
The water glistened in the fading light. It was beautiful. Beautiful, but something about it made me feel sad. The more I looked on the fantastical landscape that went as far as the eye could see, the more lost I felt. My whole life. I would have never known.
And those, what are those giant rocks?
Mountains.
The mountains?
Did someone build them? They're huge.
No, they're natural. Like the ocean and the forests and everything around us.
I see.
My arm throbbed numbly. I could feel the markings buzz, like they were alive. We sat for a while, just taking it all in.
Maybe. Does fate not exist after all? My life should be quiet, uneventful. Here I am. My judgment wasn't anything like this.
The speaker is always right. Everything he says comes true.
He looked upon the land below us, a worried expression on his face. He wasn't even convincing himself.
Maybe that's because you all do what he tells you to. I believe in destiny, but I also believe that fate is what you make of it. You can become anything. I don't know him, but just because he tells you one thing doesn't mean you can't live your life how you want to.
Fate isn't absolute?
That's what I think. Your hard work and effort are the things that determine whether your fate comes true or not.
I've never thought about it like that.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Is this actually real?
Looks like it.
And no one else from home has ever thought to look out here?
No.
I guess not.
There's not much I can say. What do you say when everything you've ever been told was wrong? I looked at Fawn. He said he'd guide us to the edge of the forest, and Leos and I could go search for help, but...
Fawn?
If it's okay with you, I'd like to come with you.
Really?
Going back now wouldn't be safe. Plus, it'd be a little lonely.
His cheeks and the tips of his ears turned red again.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yay. I smiled at him. I can't imagine going any further without his help.
I might not be very useful, but thank you.
You're not as useless as I thought after all.
Probably the most useful one in this group, Fawn. You know things. You're the smart one. Leos reached over and ruffled Fawn's hair. Okay, cute.
Thank you, I think.
I looked out over the horizon, then back at the two that sat next to me.
You guys, thanks. I'd probably be dead by now if it weren't for the two of you.
Damn right you would be. I think I'll have to teach you how to hold a weapon at the very least.
Then again, I could also have been dead because of one of them. Oh well, maybe my emotions are taking over my common sense right now.
Should we start climbing down then? It'll be dark soon.
Good idea.
We all scrambled to our feet and started to descend down the rocky slope. I kept an eye on Leos, though. Despite how he acts, he is actually still injured.
Do you need a hand?
From someone like you, no thanks.
What happened to the nice Leos from a few minutes ago?
I don't know him, sorry.
The sun slowly set over the wide ocean as we made our way down the slope and towards the town in front of us. Yay, we finally made it to civilization! Yay. Okay. Outside it was already pitch black, but fortunately the lights from around the city helped to guide our way. Trees began to thin out into small fields of rice and wheat before finally we reached the entrance to the town. The town buzzed with activity. The inhabitants moved around, doors opened and closed, people chatted excitedly, and kids ran around through the streets.
I can't believe this is real. And we're actually standing here.
I did try to tell you.
I know. Sorry, Fawn, for doubting you. In my mind, a place like this just couldn't exist. Yet here we are. Sorry, I must look really dumb to you.
It's okay, I understand. How could the two of you believe me when you've always been told the opposite?
It pains me to admit it, but even I feel a little bad.
Oh, Pat.
Let's look at this positively. From here on out, we have so much to learn and experience. Doesn't that sound fun? I just wish we could show this to the people back at home.
Maybe one day.
You never know. Maybe one day you'll get to go back and tell them.
With all of my heart, I want to believe that one day I can show this sight to them. To the matron, to Mia and Tobias, to everyone. It might be an unreasonable wish, but I'll still wish for it. One day, I'll be able to show them.
Definitely, someday.
All right, let's not waste any more time. I don't know about the two of you, but I'm not spending another night sleeping on the ground. I'd appreciate a bed.
Even in Fawn's house, the bed was only thrown together. What I'd give to sleep in a proper bed tonight.
Sounds good to me.
I guess we can just walk through the main streets then?
Do we need to hide? Will they question us?
I don't think so. We should be able to enter and leave freely.
Really? Wow.
We slowly walked through the outskirts of town. No one stood watch, though, just like Fawn said. They really can just come and go as they please. They can look out into the ocean and decide to visit it. They can look far into the distance and just go. I envy them. My arm ached as we walked between the buildings. The dull throbbing went from my wrist all the way to my shoulder. I massaged it with my other hand, but it didn't help.
Is your arm bothering you?
The two of them watched me closely while we walked between the rows of houses.
Oh, no. It aches a little, but I'm sure it'll pass soon. It's not a big deal.
All right. But tell us if you can't deal with it, okay?
Yeah.
Oi, look.
Boy. Not far from us, we saw the first of the townspeople. Instinctively, my body tensed up, and I wanted to hide. What will she do? She wouldn't call the guards just because a group of messy, unknown guys walking around in the middle of the night, right? We all watched her closely, in anticipation. She gave us a gentle smile as she walked past, and kept going on her way. That was it.
She seemed rather friendly.
She did. I've heard that the people here are friendly, but...
But?
What, by your little friends?
No, I mean... Yeah, they told me. Even if people seem friendly, it doesn't mean they really are. It looks like it should be a safe place to spend the night, though.
Fine. Did your friends also happen to mention a place where we'd be able to rest, Mouse Boy?
Oh no, they didn't. Sorry.
It's fine. You shouldn't be expected to know everything. We can just take a look around together. Right, Leos?
I glared in his direction. Hopefully he could read the shut up look in my eyes.
Whatever you say.
All right, it's settled then. Task 1, we find a place to stay. And Task 2, we find someone to look at your injuries. Okay?
Yes, sir.
If only you were always so compliant. I like this Leos.
I like the stupid fucking voice he's doing. We walked further through the town, more confidently than before. People bustled around, busy with their own lives. They didn't pay any attention to us whatsoever.
The buildings all look so strange.
I was thinking that too.
What do you mean?
At home, the buildings look nothing like this. It's amazing.
Really?
I looked around. Yeah, it was different to home. Completely different. Even the atmosphere wasn't the same. We kept walking, slowly passing other people who paid no attention to us. No one called out to us or asked what we were doing there.
They're not even noticing us.
They looked so similar to the people from home, yet so different. Different hairstyles, different clothes, faces that seemed almost familiar, but slightly off. So strange. I glanced at Fawn. He was following slightly behind me, with his eyes cast down towards the ground.
Fawn?
Huh?
His eyes flicked up from the ground immediately.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna feel bad again in a second.
I'm just a little tired.
We agree on something. For once.
Well, I know I said it pretty easily, but where exactly are we going to stay?
Wait here.
Okay. Before I could object or question him, Leos was off. He wove between the buildings and was out of sight instantly. I know that I should stay here with Fawn. 1, he told me to. 2, because Fawn is scared of being around a big group of people and should comfort him. But that's what I did in the demo, and also we're not here for Fawn's route, we're here specifically for Leos's route, so...
Sorry, Fawn. I'll try to catch him. Wait here.
Wait, don't leave me!
I'm sorry. I took off after Leos. In the dark, it was hard to find my way around, with little light to guide me. Fawn will be okay for a minute by himself, right? But am I even okay here by myself? No one was around. Not even Leos. Which way did he go?
Wow, your hair is so smooth. What do you use?
I was not expecting such, a deep, silky voice, I guess.
And your outfit is so sexy.
Oh my god.
Where are you from?
Are you here alone?
I followed the shrill voices and came out at a small market area, bustling with people. In the center of the people was Leos, his bright hair poking above the rest.
Leos?
Gods, please save me.
I tried to push my way through the crowd, but they wouldn't budge. Instead, I had to stand on my tiptoes to get Leos's attention.
What's going on?
I just asked someone if they knew where we could stay the night. And more people came. Until I had a crowd.
He sounds so scared.
I don't know what they want.
The ladies around him were touching his hair and pulling him around.
I see.
Who is this?
Him. We travel together. We're companions.
That's so cute.
Anyway, did you find somewhere for us to stay, at least?
Oh, you have to stay at our local inn. It's the best in town.
How many inns does your town have?
1. I think there's a few.
Just the one.
No, there is only 1. That's so sad.
Right.
The girls took no notice of me, instead buzzing around and annoying Leos. They poked and prodded, touched his hair, and wouldn't leave him alone. I could tell he was starting to get a little annoyed. Even I don't want all these random people touching him. Oh. It's probably best if I do something before he does.
Could we please?
Maybe you should just stay at my place tonight. I'll make sure to keep you warm.
Wait, we all need to stay together.
No, stay at mine.
You can't stay at her house.
Could you please listen?
Of course you'd invite a strange man to the house for the night. You can't trust her. She's...
Can you please be quiet for a minute?
Damn, Rain. I pushed my way back through the crowd and stood between the girls and Leos. If I have to be blunt with them, then so be it.
Have I finally got your attention?
No.
There's 3 of us. We all need a place to stay tonight. So, unless you're putting us all up, and don't bother.
Oh.
Ew, more of them? Gross. I quickly grabbed Leos by the arm and pulled him close. I didn't know I was getting 2 CGs for this moment. He's been oddly quiet this whole time, now that I think about it. It's unlike him. Usually he can't keep his mouth shut.
Wait a second. Are the 2 of you...
Yes.
Oh my. Of course they are.
What are you talking about?
They shuffled around, exchanging glances that I couldn't decipher.
The 2 of you, are you seeing each other?
I can only imagine what Rain is going to say. Yeah, of course, I have eyes.
What?
Oh, they must be dating.
Huh?
At our 2 confused faces, one of the ladies suddenly spoke up.
Are you 2 sleeping together?
Damn, girl.
Sleeping together? I mean, we did last night, I guess. We didn't have much choice.
Excuse me?
Oh my god!
I am so confused right now.
Wait!
Oh, hi, Fawn. Fawn came rushing over, red in the face.
Oh, did you follow me?
I didn't want to stay there by myself.
I'm so sorry, by the way. He had a sad face. Maybe leaving him there wasn't the nice thing to do.
Anyway, please don't misunderstand. We're all just friends. These 2 are just a little confused after a long couple of days traveling.
Okay.
Oh, really?
They all muttered to each other, whispers of, "He's still available then?" passing between them. Fawn was staring at the ground, muttering under his breath. All of his confidence from only a moment ago was gone by the looks of it. He did well to speak to such a large group already.
Oh, what he means to say is yes. He's still available.
Okay, Rain. I turned away from Leos and put my mouth close to Fawn's ear.
What do they mean by available?
They mean they want to... I'll explain it to you later, okay?
Maybe when you grow up, Rain.
Sure.
What a day. This is only making it worse. I don't have the energy to deal with them.
Please, can you show us to the inn? We're exhausted.
They all looked towards Leos for some kind of confirmation, and only acknowledged what I said once he nodded at them.
Of course. Follow us.
I grabbed Leos by the wrist and pulled him along with me.
Are you okay?
Who do you think I am? Look, I don't need you to look after me.
You were pretty panicked in the middle of that, to be fair.
I'm fine, thanks.
You're welcome.
I just don't know how to deal with them.
Valid.
It's alright. I'm sure they mean well.
They do not.
Do you think they mean to be annoying, too?
Let's just follow them for now. If it doesn't look right, we'll leave and head back to the forest for the night.
Okay.
Perfect. Just wonderful.
The walk towards the apparent best inn in town wasn't very long. The area was mostly quiet, and we only passed by a few people. We probably wouldn't have even found our way here without Leos's fans. I guess I should be thankful. There were a few people gathered around the entrance of the small building, chatting and laughing, but the inn wasn't much to look at. A young lady stood by the door, smoking some kind of pipe. A man with dark green hair sat at one of the outside tables, playing with a bird. One of my favorite characters. I think my second favorite character that I know of in the game so far. Leos being the first, of course. When I peeked in through the window, the inside was pretty much devoid of life.
The Sleeping Ostrich Inn.
Wow. So your little forest friends taught you how to read too?
I already knew how to read.
Please, just be nice.
When am I not?
Do you really want me to answer that? Let's just go in.
Better than standing around out here.
The crowd of girls that brought us here shuffled us in through the doorway. And I think that I am going to end this episode here. We are getting close to an hour. This seems like a good place to stop. Let's take a little rest before they get themselves a room at the inn and take a little rest, you know. Definitely, I feel like there's some sort of like the world has opened up now that we are outside of the forest. I mean, both literally for Raen and Leos, who have now found out that there is a world outside of Aurelia Cavella, and also just there's just so much more that we can do in the story now, and I am excited to get more into this story. As I said, I played the demo, and the demo went up to this like haunted house sort of area. So while that is somewhat coming up soon after this moment, there is still going to be a bit before we get into things that are going to be new to me. And I'm excited to see them. I hope that you guys are too excited to see the rest of this story through with me, but I'm gonna go now. So thank you for watching this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for the Sleeping Ostrich Inn.